Happy Monday, traders. It is Matt and Jacey with Empire Algorithmic Trading here to bring you VWAP Vision's Stock Talk.
It's where the volume weighted average price helps us make sense of the crazy markets, Matt. So let's get right to it. It's time for a little stock talk.
Stock Talk. All right, welcome back, everybody. Again, I'm Matt, he's JC. So if you've been following us or if you're brand new here to our channel, thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with us today. We are changing up our formatting in a drastic and hopefully really fun way for you guys. Instead of giving you the quick breakdowns of the market every single day, what we saw happening and what we saw as the big movers in the market, we wanted to make it more real. We wanted to make it more in your face, and we wanted to be held a little bit more accountable here. So, JC and I have banged heads together, and he has been gracious enough to take a look at a couple of his different accounts, and he targeted in on one. And he said, look, I use this account. I follow the rules to an extent, but I'm always kind of playing with it a little bit. And he goes, all of my other accounts are up massive, well over 40%, except for this one, the cursed account. So,
Cursed account.
Jace, you want to tell us a little bit about it and what we're going to do?
Yeah, man. So I like Matt said, I have three accounts that I trade, three predominantly accounts that I focus on. And again, two are doing exceptionally well, right? And one of these things is not like the other, right? I have one account A, that's up 48%. I have another account B, it's up 46%. And then account C is down 9%. So like, what is going on here? It's the same model, it's the same trader, it's the same person, same rules. But I started thinking about it a little bit more, and account A and B, I'm very protective of, meaning
Hyper
like I
vigilant.
don't take the kind of risk. Like if I'm going to put in a stock in account A, it's because I really trust it. I really know that stock, right? And then the cursed account is more of well, I'm going to see how, like, it's okay. I can make that up. It's just, I don't take it as stringent as I probably should. And so we're done with that, right? I'm done with it. I'm going to treat them all the same. And I'm going to turn this cursed account, the dread cursed account around. And I wanted to bring everybody along with that. Plus, I wanted to show everybody how the anchored VWAP and how using moving averages and how using these zones really makes the market a lot easier, and how you can do this. And there's no better way than showing real trades, real money. My account, again, is one of a few that I have, but we're just going to focus on we're going to call it the cursed account. We're going to start with today, and it's a great time to start too, because we just had that wicked sell off on Friday. That just broke the trend, right? We had a
Yep.
little bounce today, a little bit of a rebound, which we'll talk about. We'll talk a little bit more, about the general averages, kind of what the tone is. But we're going to focus more on this one account, the holdings that I have. We're going to talk about the ads that I do. It's not going to be a daily thing. This is just going to be more of a just kind of go see how it goes as the days progress. But we'll talk about added positions. We'll talk about taking profits when I take profits. We'll definitely talk about the losses. I mean, the rules are the rules on losses. There's no fluctuation there, but just kind of explain a little bit more about how the model works. And how you can benefit from it as well. And plus, if you're new to trading, you're kind of getting like, how do you handle the emotions of it? Hopefully provide a little bit of a template for that as well. So I'm really excited about it. I'm nervous because, like I said, this counts down on the year, and it really shouldn't be, right? And so let's get this one turned around and get this going in the right direction and see how it goes. So having said that, let's just start taking a look at some charts, if that's all right with you, Matt.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. So as always, we start with the S&P 500. It was up a solid 1.5% today, 1.56%. Very nice rebound. Came close to the 50-day moving average and then just rallied up. Nice strong look. Lower volume, which is a little bit of a concern, but that's just the normal recovery. S&P, Nasdaq Composite, nice 2.2% gain. Rallied right up to the 10-day moving average. We'll see if that provides any resistance. However, small caps look a lot better. Small caps retook the 10-day moving average and
Good.
almost almost recovered their VWAP too. The Nasdaq and the S&P are still well below their VWAPs. We're going to set the anchor right there on the S&P. Are still
And
well
for
below
those
their
new to
VWAPs.
this journey, when he says VWAP, he's talking about the volume weighted average price. We have a running line that we look at for that.
Yeah, it's the anchored VWAP. So basically from if we set the anchor here, this is the average price paid compared to according to the volume, right? The volume weighted price. If you move it here, then that's the volume weighted price. And what we look for is moves above the anchored VWAP. And so that's what we're watching out for. Whenever stocks are trading above their anchored VWAPs, it means buyers are in control. Stock price tends to move higher. You move those anchors along with each new high. When it starts trading below that, you keep your anchor still, and then that's when you start identifying when sellers are taking control, and that's usually when the red flags come. So we have some red flags here for sure. The S&P 500, we're just gonna look back at that, was down 2 days, broke the 10-day and the 20-day decisively. And I was watching, I changed this to the 50-day average. I usually watch the 10 and the 20, but the 50-day is kind of like the last line in the sand. And so I just wanted to see how that would react. It was a really, like I said, it was a good session. The only downside would be the lower volume, but mid caps and small caps had a really nice day. Small caps retook the 10-day, got right to the VWAP, and then the mid caps just rallied up as well. Didn't quite recover all of its average. This one's been beaten up the worst. This one's been kind of treading sideways, if not down, pretty much since early September. So we really want to see the mid caps come back to life. But all in all, it was a really nice recovery. And then the bonds, we always watch the bonds. Bonds had a nice rally, and then the VIX came down after a massive spike, as one would expect, after Friday's drubbing. Man, Friday was pretty rough. So, but we'll see what happens. But moving forward, these are the stocks that I have in my account right now. I have ACMR. This one I bought at 30. I sold some at 31.50, again at 36. I took a little bit more profits at 43. And then I decided I really like the stock long term, right? And so I just don't want to deal with the volatility. So I pulled all of my initial capital out and just left some profits in there just to let that ride a little bit, just to keep an eye on it. Again, this is an AI stock. I just didn't want to be exposed. It's clearly breaking the 10-day moving average. This is kind of a weaker rebound. Found resistance possibly at the 10-day. So I just decided to pull some more capital out. I think I got out at like 38.50. We're just going to drop it somewhere around there.
Okay.
I'll update that. Update that later tonight. So basically, now I have a risk-free trade where I can just let the profits ride
Yeah.
and see how it goes. And so basically, the stock goes to zero is the only time I'm going to lose money on that trade. Meta, I'm in a similar position with Meta, so I'm just letting Meta just kind of base out here. It's finding some support at this low VWAP from down here at the previous base. The previous base is low. It kind of found some support there. So that's a nice look. But Meta's just forming a nice, you got a little base on top of a base there. Cloudflare, this is one of my newer ads. I'm using my traditional 5% stop. My stops are always one day after I buy it, 2.5% or more. After that, if it passes that test, then it's a 5% stop. Now, it came close. It came really, really close to stopping me out. I had an alert set, but a nice strong bounce and really strong recovery. I'm hoping that momentum continues through tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. Qubits, definitely no worry about qubits at all.
Wow.
In 1834, took some profits, got stopped out at 24.30, and then I bought back in at 25.52. Sold some at 30.54, sold some again at 32.97, and now I'm just letting the rest ride. And I'm glad I did because it was up 23%. Didn't even come
Yeah.
close to breaking the 20-day moving average.
Wow.
Very strong move from qubits. And it did so on increasing volume. So
Wow.
really happy about that. Just going to let that one ride for a little bit. Hopefully
Yeah.
it does what it's done before. Shoots up, goes sideways, let the average catch up to it. Once that average gets right there, then it takes off again. Hopefully that momentum continues. Snow, this is another one of my newer holdings. In at I think that's 230. Yeah, in at 230.18. Sold some at 242, and now I'm just letting it ride. Now again, all of these were previous signals on our algorithm, right? And so
Yep.
if you were a paid subscriber, this is when you would have gotten the alert on qubits. Is this day. We would have talked about it during Arrow Review. We would have said, hey, this is a stock that's set up really nicely. And I would have said, I'm planning on buying this tomorrow. And I did exactly that when it hit, and then it just continues to go. So that's how that works if you're interested on how the signals work. Anyhow,
Well, real
snow
quick, I
beat
will
me.
say real
Yeah.
quick, if you are interested in those signals where we talk about daily, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/empire algorithmic trading. But get back to it. I want to keep seeing what you got here.
All right. So, snow in at 230, out at 242, or no, I shouldn't say out. I took some profits at 242 to lower that risk, and now I'm just kind of letting this one ride. Now, I was going to use, if it continued to sell off, I was going to use my break even where I bought it as my stop. Hopefully, it retakes these highs, then I can move my stop up, probably to the 10-day moving average. But we'll see how that one trades out. And then Palantir again. Palantir came intraday. It hit my 5% stop, and I had it, but the market was rallying so hard. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give this one the end of the day to see how it goes. And I paid off. It rallied up off its low. Didn't quite make it all the way back to its opening price. But
Okay.
at least it held. So I'm still giving that one again. I have a 5%, a hard 5% stop. As you can see, I bought this before at 185. I got stopped out at 174. It set up again. It was making another move, so I bought back into it. Then, of course, Donald Trump got in the way. So we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But all in all, right now, I've got a really nice pile of cash because I did take some stops on Friday. But these are my current holdings right now. So anything like that, ACMR is basically a free position now. So I'm just going to let this one ride for a little bit. Same thing with Meta, pretty much a free position. I got in on this one back here at 631, took some profits. And so I got a nice little cushion there. Cloudflare, brand new holding. Bought it here on the retake of the buy signal here. And so I bought it on that day there. I was like, you know what? I'm feeling kind of aggressive. And that's kind of what this curse account does. It's when I do, this isn't the traditional signal. This is more of an aggressive trade. And it hasn't worked yet. So we'll see how that goes. But moving forward, we're going to just follow the model, right? We're just going to stick with the trades that I think work. And it's going to be a lot of AI, energy, batteries. Those are the stocks that are really working. And so that's what we're going to focus on. Just take what the market gives us. I'm not going to get experimental. We're going to turn this thing around. So I'm really excited for it. And yeah, I'm hopefully everybody enjoys it too. Kind of nervous. We'll see.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be a lot of fun either way. And that's the fun about this. And that's the fun about trading is you never truly know exactly what's going to happen. But we have some really cool guides and we've got a really neat system that we want to show you in real time with a little bit more in-depth explanation of exactly what we're doing and how. And so thank you, Jace, for opening that up to us and being so candid with it and showing us every little thing that's going on within that account. So it's going to be a real blast. And for those who don't know and want to learn more about who we are, please check out our website, VWAPvision.com. You can see a little bit more about our model, how we came up with it, why we use the algorithmic buy and sell signals that we get daily. And if you want to subscribe over at Patreon, patreon.com/empire algorithmic trading, you get access to those daily buy and sell signals from the algorithm as well, and a little bit more in-depth explanation in real time about how we are going to be using these. Again, we are not professional traders. Please do not use any of what we're talking about today as advice for exactly what you're going to do. This is just information that you guys can see, and you can look at our model and say, I like it, I hate it. You can apply it. You don't have to. Again, it's not advice. We're not telling you what to do with your money. We're just out here having fun and showing you what we're doing with ours. So thank you. Thank you for following along. You can also follow along on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky X. And that's about what I got, Jace. I can't wait to see where this thing goes and how it takes off for us. So
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's a good model. Again, I've been experimenting with this one account, so we'll see. But what I really like about it is it takes all the guesswork and the emotion out of it. The buy signal is it's objective, right? It's all math. The 1 day stop loss is about as cut and dry as you can get. The 5% stop loss probabilities are about as cut and dry as you can get. The only difficult, the part that takes a lot of the artwork is when do you take your profits, right? And so I just follow I always take initial profits at 5%, and then I just I scale out as the stock continues to move higher. And then usually when it breaks is usually when if I trust the stock, I try to keep a little bit of a position. Otherwise, I just cash out completely. So
Yep.
Selling is an artwork. Buying and selling for a loss is pretty much math and science at that point. But so yeah, we'll see. Just come along for the journey. It's going to be a lot of fun. And thank you all for watching.
Thank you for watching, everyone. Happy trading, Jace. I'll see you for arrows.
Arrows in a little bit. All right, buddy. See you.